To not let it run loose. That's right, that's really important. And how can you stop it from running loose? What's a really good idea to stop it from running loose?
Today is a very special day in this dog's life. She's going to have a family of her very own. She doesn't have an animal family anymore, so she's counting on her new family for lots of patience and support. She hopes they'll have time to play with her and that she won't be left alone most of the day. Some families prefer to adopt pets that are already full-grown. The shelter worker can show you lots of nice dogs that are well-behaved and can easily adapt to a new home. As the newest member of the family, your pet is going to be an extra mouth to feed, and she'll need shots and checkups and toys and a bed and a tag and license too. And as soon as she's old enough, she'll need a simple but very important operation so she doesn't have babies. You better be sure you and your family can afford the expense of owning a pet. Cats need company too, but not quite as much as dogs. If you don't have too much time or space in your home, a cat might be a better pet for you. Then again, there are lots of other types of pets. Not everyone has to have a dog or cat, or even a pet of any kind. You and your family really have to sit down and think it out before you decide what's best for your situation. Just remember, if you and your family decide you are ready to adopt a special friend, he or she is going to want to be your friend forever. The first time you bring your pet home, you'll want to show her where the food is, the water, and where to find the litter box or paper. If your dog is over 3 months old, it would be easier to start training her right away to go outside in the backyard. Don't make the mistake of giving your new puppy the run of the whole house right away. She may get scared and confused by all the new places, sights, and smells. She'll be safer and feel more secure if she spends most of her time at first in an enclosed area of her own. You might even want to give your puppy her very own playpen. She'll be safely close by, even when you can't play with her. By the way, your cat should always live indoors, where he or she will be safe from cars and other animals. Cats get enough exercise playing with their toys and from their daily stretching routine, and usually prefer to be close to the family. It helps if you've adopted your new pet just before a weekend, so you have a couple of days to get to know each other. Let her come to you first when she's ready. You'll start smelling familiar and friendly as she gets to know you. And it's probably best not to have too many people around for the first few days. Be careful that children under the age of 2 aren't left alone with new pets. They might hug them too hard or pick them up wrong and hurt them. Of course, they might get hurt too. At the end of a big and exciting first day, your new pet will sleep better if she's surrounded with friendly sounds and smells. This business of joining a family really takes work. Everyone has a lot to learn about each other. Good, nourishing food and plenty of fresh water will help your pets put their best paw forward. Pet food brands known for quality, not cheap no-name brands, are more likely to offer the important nutritional balance that growing animals need. Very young dogs and cats need to eat small meals fairly often, while full-grown animals can eat bigger meals once or twice a day. Since all pets, like people, are a little bit different from each other, be sure to check with your vet about the best kind of diet for your cat or dog. In fact, you should introduce your new pet to the vet right away. Your vet will give her a checkup and a series of shots that will help protect her from certain illnesses. Until your dog or cat has had all of their shots, they can catch germs more easily, so keep them inside, or in the case of dogs, inside your fenced yard. Don't put them down in your vet's waiting room. Hold your pet in your arms or in a carrier. Keep an eye on your animals at home too. You can tell your parents if your tummy hurts or if you skinned a knee, but your pet can't talk, so you'll have to be on the lookout for trouble signs. Does she limp? She shouldn't be outside in the first place, should she? Does his stomach rumble very often? One way you can keep her looking great is to brush and comb her often. Just think how your hair would feel if you never combed it. While grooming your pet, check for the following: broken teeth or swollen gums, anything in the eyes that shouldn't be, dirty or inflamed inner ears, rashes, fleas, or parasites on the skin, slivers or weed seeds stuck between the toes, overly long toenails, or anything that looks like it could be a problem. Be sure to tell your mom or dad right away. A bath now and then is okay if your dog is really dirty, but be sure you rinse off all the soap. Too many baths could make her skin dry and itchy. While we're on the subject of keeping clean, when was the last time you changed your cat's litter box? You should be cleaning it every day and changing the box every few days. Cats do get finicky about certain things. To help housebreak your puppy, take her out in the backyard to her spot 20 minutes after eating, and always as soon as she wakes up, whether it's morning or afternoon. Your pets will want to learn the house rules so they can be good. If everyone in your family tells them the same thing the same way, they won't get mixed up. Simple one-word commands with a hand signal work best. Suppose you want your dog to stay off the couch. Every time she gets on the couch, say "no" and gently put her down. If you want her to sit, say "sit" and carefully push down on her rump. Never hit her, not even with a newspaper. Just learn to speak her language. You'll find that praise always works a lot better than fear. Dog training classes are fun and don't cost much. When your dog has had all its permanent shots, then it's ready for class. You and your pet will learn to understand each other better, and your pet will learn to get along with other animals. Cats are much more independent than dogs. If you want to train him to come to his name, call him at mealtime, then feed and pet him when he shows up. In time, he may come just to get petted. If you want him to stop scratching the furniture, give him a firm "no," and maybe strike the floor or your leg with a newspaper to encourage him to stop. Take him to his scratch post, pick up his front feet, and make a scratching motion. Pet him and tell him what a good kitty he is. And it would help to spray his post with catnip and tie on a toy. Your pets have waited all day to play with you. They love your attention and need lots of exercise. But don't yell at them and get them overly excited. If they nip you, they're not biting or being mean. Dogs just like to chase moving objects. Throwing sticks and balls and other objects for your dog to retrieve will help her to learn to play with her own toys and not your hands. Once your pets have started growing up, they surely won't want to lose you. Always keep a collar and tag on them, and check it every 2 weeks so it doesn't get too tight. You should be able to clear 2 fingers between the dog's neck and collar. Cats should wear a special elastic collar, designed for quick release in case the collar gets caught on something. Don't forget to put a leash on your dog whenever you take her out of the home or the fenced yard. Otherwise, she could run off and get lost or stolen, or even get hit by a car. And be sure to stay clear of other dogs that you or your pet don't know. You can also train some cats to get used to wearing a harness and leash if you want to take them for a stroll now and then. Most cats get frightened very easily though, and would probably just prefer to stay indoors. In hot weather, it isn't such a good idea to take your dog jogging. For one thing, her foot pads are usually too tender. She also has to wear her fur coat all year round, and she has a higher body temperature than you or I, so if she gets overheated, she could get very sick. Most dogs love to ride in the car, but don't let them stick their heads out. Something could fly into their eyes or ears and hurt them. Cats usually aren't too crazy about traveling, but if they need to go along for the ride, always keep them in a carrier. Otherwise, they could get under the driver's feet and cause an accident. And don't ever leave your pets in a parked car, even with the windows partway down. On a warm day, the inside of a car can get hot like an oven, and your pet could get very sick and even die. It doesn't seem possible, but in only a few months, your pet will be old enough to be a parent. But remember all those other puppies and kittens that you saw in the animal shelter? And remember all the grown-up dogs and cats that were there too? Many of them were turned in by their owners for reasons you and I wouldn't even begin to believe. Their owners either stopped caring about them, or they didn't think ahead when they let their dogs or cats have a litter. When the new pups or kittens became a nuisance and the owners found they couldn't give them all away, of course, and they came to the animal shelter. Most of these animals never did find another home. What if your new puppies or kittens don't find homes either? Surely, it would be better not to have them born in the first place. When they're old enough, your pet should have a simple operation that will keep this from happening. It's called spaying for females and neutering for males. They'll never miss not having babies, and they'll probably live a longer and healthier life.
In this county right now, it's against the law to have a dog be loose in the back of a pickup truck. If you're driving down the road with a pickup truck and you have a dog loose in the back of it and the police see you, they can stop.
We usually learn to care for and respect other living things when we're young. We learn that we don't always need to own an animal in order to watch it and enjoy it. And we don't always have to touch it or pet it to be friends. All living creatures, not just our special pets, deserve our respect and have just as much a right to live in peace as we do. If your pet could talk, these are some of the things he or she would ask you to keep in mind. Please remember, I am not a toy. If you forget to feed me, I'll get hungry. If you don't brush me and comb me, I'll look scruffy. If you don't teach me the rules, I won't know how to be good. If you never have time to play with me, I'll miss you. If you don't keep a tag on me, I might get lost and never find my way home. If you leave me in a hot car, I might get very, very sick. If you let me have babies, they probably won't find homes. But if you love me and take good care of me, I'll be your friend for life.